Matt Cardona made his debut in AEW last night, guys. Formerly known as Zack Ryder, I was ecstatic to see Matt Cardona finally making his AEW debut, saving Cody Rhodes from a beatdown from the Dark Order after retaining his championship in the TNT Championship Open Challenge. Man, you gotta hope to wonder what they have in store for Matt Cardona. This was definitely a huge debut for him here. I'm really excited that he, finally came to AEW. I didn't know if he was going to AEW or Impact. Like I said before, formerly known as Zack Ryder, he was an Intercontinental Champion. He was a Tag Team Champion with Kurt Hawkins, who's currently Impact now. He was a Intercontinental Champion, but of course, with all those championships, none of them lasted for a long period of time. He was also a part of the Edge Heads when him and Kurt Hawkins were with Edge around the time that Edge was feuding with The Undertaker at WrestleMania 24. So there's a lot of history that he had at WWE. He stayed in that company for a long period of time, but he was suddenly released back in April when they had their massive releases. But I'm really happy for him. Matt Condona, he's coming out with I think that's actually his real name, if I'm not mistaken. But he's coming out with his real name now. Cody Rhodes. This was a guy who one of his top picks that he wanted to sign to AEW, and I'm really excited to see what they got in store for him. I'm really excited to see what fresh start they're going to have for Macedona, what people he's going to feud with. I mean, maybe him and Cody could become a tag team, and maybe eventually they could fight for the AEW Tag Team Championships. Of course, not now because the tag team division is stacked. But I would love. There's a lot of things I would love to see Matt do in AEW. There's a lot of things he can do. He can even, fight. He could even battle Cody and the team for the TNT Championship. I mean, it's just it's a fresh start to see him there. I was glad to see him. Definitely happy that he's gonna. It looks as he's gonna be getting a decent run in AEW. Like I said, there's a lot of people I would love to see him feud with in AEW. In AEW, I could definitely see him having some good success, and I'm glad to see him with this fresh start. You can see that he looked, really happy to make his debut to come out and help Cody from the beatdown, the Dark Order, and they're actually going to be teaming up next week together, so that should be interesting. Oh man, just so happy for this man, for him being a veteran as long as he have, and now he's getting this opportunity to reinvent himself in AEW, and it's going to. I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be good. I think this is what he needed. I think this is definitely a fresh start, and yeah, I mean, what a debut he made last night. I knew that he was either going to come to AEW or Impact. The huge rumor is that it was going to be AEW, but I wasn't quite sure. But to see that he's in AEW and to see that one of his best friends, Kurt Hawkins, is in Impact, it's just interesting to see these guys in two different promotions. But you know, I would have loved to see them together. But I mean, that's cool. To see that they're kind of shifting in their own paths, trying to get their own careers up there in different wrestling promotions. But that's great, and I'm definitely happy that Matt is getting this opportunity, and it's going to be interesting to see the people he can feud with, the people that he's going to have matches with. I can only imagine there's so many people I can see him facing. And, the guy has always been very, very talented. He's always been very talented. The fact that he managed to get himself over with his own YouTube channel where he actually had his own customized championship, the internet championship, and they got him massively over. The fact that he managed to do that just shows how dedicated and how, hard working he is when it comes to the wrestling industry. And so put so much into this into the industry. And, I think now all of the things he's done in the past, everything that he did do, it's finally going to pay off. Everything that he did, I've always been a Zack Ryder fan. But now that he goes by the name Macadona, I still really support this man all the way. Definitely want to see where he can go from here. He's had some ups and downs in the past, but as it pertains to his career. But again, this is just definitely a great start for him. Definitely something that I'm really looking forward to seeing. We also saw, and this wasn't really a big surprise for me, but formerly known as Cameron is going to be teaming up with Nyla Rose in the women's tag team tournament that they're having. Uh, she used to team up with Naomi, a part of the Funky Battles with Brodus Clay. But I mean, I wasn't really a big fan of hers. Mostly, she didn't wrestle that much, but when she did wrestle, it was all right. She wasn't really that good of a wrestler. She was mostly, kind of like the cheerleader of the Funky Battles, and it was really Naomi that they started to push a little more as the years went on. But anyway, again, Matt Cardona is the main subject here. You had two AEW debuts, but this one was definitely the biggest one here because, this is a guy, like I said, who literally took and had his own internet championship on his YouTube channel, and it became mainstream. It became one of the biggest things that happened. He got himself massively over. There was a lot of Ryder fans. At one point, he was super, super over with the crowd. He had so much momentum, moments after moments where he just was never able to fully get the push that he should have gotten. So many times he was champion, he won a championship, and he would lose it in his first title defense. And it's just sad. The only time he really got a decent push was probably his first tag team title reign with Kurt Hawkins back in 2008 when they won the titles at Bash and 2008. So, again, it's just mostly he wrestled as a jobber or whatnot. But to see him getting this re ramp, to see him getting this chance to reinvent himself, to see the fact that now he has this opportunity to get what he should have gotten a long time ago. Because, like I said, the man, he really busted his ass off and did some things that a lot of other us I've never seen do. And I've just always been a huge supporter of him. And now it looks like him and Cody are going to be living a sweet life, even though he doesn't go by that name anymore because WWE owns the rights to that name, Zack. Uh, but Zack Ryder. But again, Matt Cardona, whatever you want to call him. Great to see him in AEW. Glad to see he was there. It was a good way for something fresh, something new, and we just keep getting more and more guys showing up to these different promotions here. So this was great. Definitely glad to see him, and I can't wait to see what they have in store for Matt Cardona in AEW. I could see him being a major player. Um, because he's like I said, he's put in so much work over the years, and we'll just have to see where he goes from here. So sign off, Ray Master Flex. I just want to come on here and briefly talk about Matt Cardona. Again, if you don't know his resume, the guy, you know, when he was in WWE, he was a former United States champion, a former Intercontinental champion. He actually won the title at WrestleMania 32 in a ladder match, which was like one of the best moments to open up the show. At that at that at that time, it was massive. The crowd loved it, and he's won the tag titles twice with Kurt Hawkins. They actually won the Raw tag titles last year against the Revival at the WrestleMania in the pre-show. But again, now this is a chance for him to reinvent himself and get some even more championship accomplishments in AEW, and I can't wait. So this is going to be a lot of fun. And yeah, so sign off, Raymaster Flex, like, subscribe, and all right.